And we have a significant number of folks that have signed up to speak on this. So we're about to take a break. Before we do, I want to say first that I also appreciate Councilmember Alter's leadership in this and the work that I know that others on this dais have done. This is a very serious and sensitive and important topic that we're going to discuss tonight. And I know from having conversations with many of the stakeholders here and others, as well as being with the sex crime unit with the police department, as well as speaking with folks in the DA's office, that I really think we have reached a moment where there's a real opportunity for us to move forward in a way that will really bring this issue to bear and improve where we are and find the greatest measure of justice. I also want to say that I'm aware that there are a lot of people that want to speak tonight, not only on the issue that is germane to and brought up by this resolution, but also on other issues and concerns that relate to our police department. I would say that we want to hear those kinds of things as well, but not tonight. They're not germane to the resolution that we have. And I think that it is important on this sensitive topic, with speakers that are courageous for coming forward, that we give these folks their day without different concerns being part of the conversation that we have tonight. And I am going to try to do my best as chair to make sure that we are focused on the resolution that we have. That said, it is 5:34. We're going to take a break, and I would anticipate that we would be back here as close to 6:30 as we can, but it might be a little bit after that. With that, we're adjourned. Recessed. Thank you. Next speaker we have is Master Reyes. Is Master Reyes here? Come on down. You have 3 minutes.
Hey guys, how's it going? Y'all having a good day? Everything good? Yeah. Hey, thank you for sponsoring, co-sponsoring that this resolution. I hope it goes through. It's important that the victims of different kinds of assault, sexual assault, and regular assault be heard in the city. And the people on the streets, and the poor people in your community are also have been telling me as a reporter for years that we've had some problems in the community with reporting to APD. They get victimized, they get criminalized, especially the people experiencing homelessness, citizens experiencing homelessness that haven't actually been able to visit with you guys, or you guys haven't been able to visit with us. And, so what happens is you call APD, you call 911, you call 311, they send APD over, and you may have a sexual assaulter that shows up in uniform. And that sexual assaulter is going to protect other sexual assaulters. And so you get criminalized. I actually had a neighbor who was abused. I don't know if it was a sexual assault, but she was abused by her boyfriend. And when she called the police, she got arrested. And that was about, 8 years ago. So this type of thing's been inherent in APD and in the system that you guys oversee. And I hope the new city manager and the mayor and everyone else will extend this into investigating fully why rape kits were destroyed if it wasn't perhaps because APD had evidence against them, including maybe chiefs of police. I don't know who all would be, or the unnamed persons that we're not supposed to speak about. It's embarrassing that we hold our government employees to a lower standard of law than we would treat a poor person or any other person. You guys should be held to a higher standard. Your police should be held to 3 times the criminal ability of the law. You should set an example. I talked to Chief Manley before about setting leadership. Basically, if you're a bad leader, all of you, you will bury what happened with the sexual assaults in APD and the executive staff and the Yellow Rose and the cocaine. You will bury that. And because that will keep it going on for another 20 years. And we'll have that kind of thing. We'll have multiple Malasangras. But a good leader will take the problem and resolve it immediately.
Is that the other people were speaking to the resolution. And I had talked at the break about the importance of keeping the debate focused on that. There were people here that were sharing real sensitive stories. What you're saying and the issues that you raise are important things for us to discuss. It's just not tonight in this forum on this issue. I understand. All right. Thank you, sir. All right, those are all the discussions that we had in the public debate. We are now back up to the dais. Councilmember Alt, do you want to make a resolution? Oh, actually, you've already made it and it's been seconded, so the resolution's already in. Discussion on the dais. Yes.
It took a while to come to the conclusion that I would say this publicly, but I wanted to point out that in 2016, I sat in the back of this room and I heard Marina's testimony. And it gave me the courage to walk out of this room and face a demon and a trauma that had been following me around for 30 years. And my experience with that, and let's just say I was less than satisfied by how it went, my experience with that led me to know for certain that we needed effective, integrity-driven leaders to change policies that made people's lives livable. Because the trauma that one experiences, and I appreciate having had the opportunity to hear the tangible data, because it follows you and it haunts you forever. So I knew in that moment when Marina told her story so bravely that it was time for me to tell my own, and telling my own led me to lead. And so I just want to say to everybody who was brave enough to share their experiences with us this evening, thank you very much. And I offer you my absolute 100% commitment as a council person to get behind any and all policy change that will help us to effectively change the lives of survivors for the better. Thank you very much.
Once victims to our perpetrators that ensured they had the upper hand, either through force, through fear, through alcohol and drugs, or through knowing that she wouldn't be believed and he would not be challenged. I serve as a reminder that it is no longer about sex, rather it is about power, control, and a failing system. I've had to come to recognize that sexual assault survivors have not had a fighting chance at justice. Not in our current state of affairs, not with the current processes, and most importantly, not with some of the current mindsets in our governmental agencies and city institutions. Because the statistical probability of seeing justice in a sexual assault case is less than 1%, it is almost as if the fate of the cases have been decided before they even entered the system. As 40% of women in Texas will be sexually assaulted in their lifetime, the impact that sexual assault has on our community reaches far and wide. It touches every single one of our lives. And for those who feel they are not impacted, I ask if you know without a doubt whether your spouse experienced anything similar before you met, if your child has a story that you may not know about from their high school years, or if something similar happened to your sibling only after you grew apart. For even my own family cannot answer yes to all these questions, whether they realize it or not. Our rape kits need to be tested, our witnesses need to be sought, and our investigations need to be thorough so that there is less need to prepare us for disappointment and more opportunity for resolution. Until we figure this out, rapists will go on raping without repercussion. This is an issue that is going to take time. It is going to take investment, and it is going to take commitment by our city, our local agencies, and our advocates to effect real change. It is going to be uncomfortable, and it is going to challenge the status quo. However, it is necessary if we want to hold our perpetrators responsible for their actions. Every year, we have thousands of survivors right here in Austin counting on us to figure this out. I ask, if not now, then when? Thank you.
Thank you.
Assault. Combined with other revelations, when the class action lawsuit filed last year about people in the sex crimes unit having a wall where they post pictures of women that they unilaterally decided had made up their stories as a trophy to cases debunked. A district attorney that is more concerned with win rates than pursuing accountability and justice in the courts, even if it means they lose. It is clear that healing and justice for sexual assault survivors in our community and across this country cannot be achieved through the criminal justice system as we know it today. And I really, really hope, and I have a lot of confidence in y'all, that the result of this audit is not going to be to put more money into that system, into that broken system with people, again, who have repeatedly, over the course of the last 7 years, deceived this community and you all about how well they were dealing with sexual assault. What we need is a new approach. What we need is funds dedicated to community spaces that allow folks to heal and address harm and really to achieve accountability for these issues. So I urge you to pass this resolution tonight. I look forward to the outcome of this independent audit. I 100% co-sign on the testimony, the powerful testimony we've heard from survivors and others tonight. And again, I implore you, when budget season comes around, to not be fooled to thinking that more money into the police department is going to help solve this issue, that it's going to address this problem, because it won't. You know, in 2016, the clearance rates were touted here in this body in an attempt to get you all to give them more money. Now that we know those clearance rates were a lie, I hope that you'll take that money back. Thank you.